The Raleigh, North Carolina real estate market seems like it may be getting a little crazy again. We just put in an offer on a house for ourselves. The offer was $60,000 over asking price, and we did not win the bid on the house. In today's video, we're going to tell you all about what we're currently seeing in the Raleigh, North Carolina area real estate market, what could potentially be happening, and what has happened with our own personal search to buy a home. Hello everyone, this is Chris Morton, real estate broker with the Morton Bradbury Real Estate Group. So let's get into our personal story. So we have been looking for some time for our next adventure. A home popped up on the market in one of our favorite neighborhoods, and so we decided to make an appointment to see it the very first day it was available, which was this past Friday. We get to our 5 o'clock appointment and there's 7, maybe 8 cars surrounding this house. We walk in the door. It's like complete bedlam. There's like 20, 30 people in this house to the extent that we couldn't even see the house. One agent was filming the house for one of her clients, which was really distracting because you don't really want to be on film unless, of course, you have a YouTube channel like I do. But even in that case, I'm not interested in being on someone else's film. So we're a little bit shook by the whole process of trying to look at this house. So we decided to come back the next day in between appointments to actually see it. Long story short, we decided to make an offer on this house. Now, granted, this was not like the perfect dream house. It's 20 years old. It's somewhat dated. Going to require a lot of work. But we decided it was in a neighborhood we wanted to be in. You know the story. You've done this before if you've ever bought a house. Neighborhood that you want to be in. Home works for you by and large. Has a lot of the features you want. And so we decided to take a leap and make an offer. Based on what we saw activity-wise and our experience buying and selling real estate, we knew we had to make a strong offer. So we came in $60,000 over asking price on this house, and we didn't win the house. Very surprising. Again, house needed a lot of work to get to the level that we would be happy in, and I would guess most people would be happy in. So not exactly like turnkey house that you would just move right into. So we didn't win the house. After the fact, I was able to ask the agent to be able to supply to you guys what happened. She tells me there were over 20 showings. They declined 7 showings, meaning they were showings that were going to happen after they accepted an offer. And they had multiple offers on this house. Insanity. So why was this house so popular? Well, first off, it wasn't underpriced. It wasn't like they were giving the house away and causing some crazy scene. It's just simply that it was the only house of its kind in this very extremely popular neighborhood. And in fact, we did a little bit of analysis when we were trying to put our offer together. I would have assumed, plotting in all the criteria that match this house, there would have been 10 or 20 houses in Raleigh that would match the criteria. No, there were 3 houses in Raleigh that matched the criteria. 2 of them were in East Raleigh, new construction that weren't completed yet. The other one was this house. So literally it was the only competition if you wanted the things that this house had. And so our story would be kind of a fluke if that was the only story we had to share with you today, but we polled our team and asked them what they've been seeing, and Alexis from our team has been working with one of our YouTube viewers to buy their next house here in the Raleigh area. Our clients and Alexis put in an offer. They were the only offer on this house. Alexis kept asking for a response from the listing agent as to if they won the house, if their bid was the winning bid on the house. Again, they were the only offer on this property. We know that because the agent didn't call for multiple offer situation, best and final, like he would have done. So basically this went on for a little while where the listing agent left Alexis and our clients in the complete dark. Finally, he revealed that another offer came in. They accepted that other offer without even giving Alexis and our clients an opportunity to come back with a stronger bid if need be. This is completely against what you should do if you are trying to help a seller sell their house, you always want to shop one offer against another to get the very, very best offer you can for your sellers. Generally, when that doesn't happen, it's because the listing agent is lazy, unfortunately, and doesn't want to go through the extra hassle. They want to look at it as a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, as the old saying goes. Or potentially he had the buyer himself and matched up his buyer with his seller. This is called dual agency. It's not something our team particularly cares to do because it's somewhat of a conflict of interest, but that potentially could be what happened. We don't know yet, but anyway, it was very poorly handled and just goes to show a little bit about what's going on in our market right now. And so there's two stories, and that's still a little bit of a fluke. We then asked Isabella from our team what she's been seeing, and she recently had a client who was very, very interested in making an offer on a property. They needed to get some additional paperwork from the listing agent about the property so they could evaluate it to decide if they wanted to make an offer. Anyway, this listing agent refused to send them paperwork on this property so that they could decide to make an offer. They were very, very, very seriously ready to pull the trigger and make an offer on this house. And mysteriously, another offer came in that was accepted just 4 hours after this home hit the market. Next, we have Justin from our team. He had clients also coming from YouTube that went out to see a property. They decided in the house they were absolutely going to make an offer on this house. As they're driving to the office to write up the offer, they get about 15 minutes down the road from the house, and Justin gets an automatic notification that the home had gone pending. This is something that would happen in 2021 during the crazy frenzy time. And so it appears this may be happening again, hopefully not, but we're seeing signs of it happening currently. So the bottom line from all of these stories is if you find your dream home that comes on the market in the ideal neighborhood, you want to pull the trigger quickly, hopefully be able to get an offer in early and be very responsive to the listing agent, and hopefully you can at least get the opportunity to make another bid if you need to, if it becomes a multiple offer situation, or hopefully you provide the winning bid and you're not competing against anyone else. Now, we want to stress these stories may just be flukes. They may just be one-off situations that are happening. However, we are one of the top producing real estate teams in all of the Triangle. And so it stands to reason that we could sort of be seeing the canary in the coal mine situation happening, where there is a shift in the market, things are changing, and we're simply seeing that earlier than the average agent who only sells 3 or 4 homes a year. They may not catch this change for another 2 or 3 months down the road. So before we get into what cities we see are experiencing the frenzy, and by the way, if this video is making you want to move to the Raleigh, North Carolina area, my team of experienced real estate agents and I would be honored to help you find your next dream home. Contact us at the information below. We'll be happy to get things started. So what cities are we seeing this crazy frenzy in? Well, if you have a home that looks like a model home, and that's just our phrase for a home that looks great, dolled up, easy to show, smells nice, staged well, priced well. If you have one of these model homes in, say, Raleigh, Cary, Apex, these homes are selling very, very quickly. That being said, we're still seeing homes in some of the less popular cities that tend to sit on the market for a while. Maybe they need a price reduction, or maybe they need some updates, some changes that need to be made to the home before the general market population is going to be excited about them. But they sit and tend to linger on the market for a while. In fact, a lot of this makes absolutely no sense at all. There's homes that are flying off the shelf that go very, very quickly. Other homes that sit on the market for a while without any rhyme or reason. It's pretty much the tale of two different types of homes, the model homes and the maybe not so model homes, or the average homes in maybe one of the average cities. It's very unpredictable and very sporadic. And we're actually seeing quite a few price reductions lately, despite all of the frenzy that we're seeing in select neighborhoods, on select streets, with select homes. It's, again, very, very sporadic and very unpredictable. Typically, you can expect homes in neighborhoods that are in really, really good school districts to go very, very quickly. And unfortunately, homes that are in maybe not such great school districts tend to linger a bit. There are also, unfortunately, quite a few lazy real estate agents out there who don't work really, really hard for their buyers or their sellers, and that is definitely impacting the market as well. In fact, we have another story to share with you later on in this video about our home search for our personal home, something that happened just a few hours ago today that will absolutely blow your mind. And again, we'll share that with you here in a bit. But before we get into all that, what's going on in the new construction market? So many people are looking for new construction in this day and age, especially here in the Raleigh area. Well, we had clients just a couple of weeks ago that absolutely wanted to be in a specific neighborhood in Durham, North Carolina, right outside of Briar Creek. So very, very popular area. We were informed Saturday night, a couple of Saturdays ago, that you had to be on site at 1 p.m. the following day, Sunday, to make an offer on the properties, and whoever made the strongest offer or the only offer, whatever, was going to win that property. We got there 30 minutes early. There was already a line of 5 people out in front of this sales center of this new homes neighborhood to make an offer on the property. Again, no one made a competing bid against our clients, so they were able to get their dream home on their dream lot, which was yay. But there was a lot of sweating going on in line, waiting to see if someone was going to be competing with us. I eventually got up the nerve to ask the lady in front of us what she was interested in. Luckily, she was looking for a different lot, different home plan, so yay about that. But just an example of how it's really, really crazy in our market, how some specific neighborhoods in popular areas or with popular amenities seem to be moving very, very quickly. But unfortunately, resale homes in a lot of the new construction neighborhoods are lingering on the market a lot. Generally, we're attributing this to the fact that, number one, a lot of people want brand new homes that they can maybe choose some of the options in, but also a lot of the builders, especially the builders that are the national builders that build hundreds and thousands of homes a year, those builders are offering special interest rate incentives currently that basically buy down your rate to make it much cheaper to get into a home. So you may have a seller who has a really amazing resale home, but they can't compete against an interest rate that the builder's offering that's maybe 2 or 3% what a buyer of their home is going to get. So unfortunately, it's causing a lot of suffering among the resale market of those people who own homes in a new construction neighborhood. And what's going on with the high-end luxury market? Well, there's a lot of resale homes on the market currently in the higher bands that are way, way overpriced, some 20 or 30% overpriced. This usually happens when a seller doesn't have to sell, and so they decide to test the waters and put their home on the market with the thought that someone may come along that's interested in buying their home. Maybe someone from out of state that doesn't know what our market's like may make an offer in on a property and overpay for it. Or maybe the buyer has an agent that doesn't know how to run comparable property searches and figure out what the true value of a home is. And they just say, hey, this sounds like a good home for you, buy it. This is what the sellers are hoping is going to happen. Unfortunately, a lot of them are seeing their homes sit on the market for a while, and they're needing to do price reductions because, again, they overpriced their home in the first place. In comparison, new construction in the high end of the real estate market is continuing to see prices go up and up and up. This can mainly be attributed to the fact that most of the luxury high-end neighborhoods are happening in Raleigh, Cary, Durham, some of the bigger cities, and unfortunately there's just not a lot of land left to build neighborhoods, high-end neighborhoods in these particular cities. So what's ending up happening is land values are going up, and so the developers and builders are unfortunately having to pass that along to the buyers. So in the past, you've seen prices in the $1.5 to $2.5, maybe $3 million range for luxury high-end properties. We're now commonly seeing $3 million, $4 million, $5 million and up in these luxury high-end neighborhoods. On the flip side, another factor that's really, really driving these costs is a lot of the homes that are being built in the high end these days are the result of a tear down. So a tear down being that an older dilapidated home or inferior home is on a really, really nice lot in a really nice area, that home is purchased by a builder, the home is torn down, and the builder builds a bigger home, brand new home on that lot. Well, the teardown market has just gone crazy lately. We're commonly seeing prices around the North Hills area for $850,000, $950,000 for the house that needs to be torn down. And of course, it costs $50,000, $75,000 to tear down a house before the builder can even begin selling that empty piece of land to put a bigger home on. Another crazy story, and this still blows my mind. We have some clients that are looking to build a home around $4 million in that North Hills area. They originally were looking in most of North Raleigh, and so we put our feelers out to all of the different builders out there. One builder got back to us and let us know that he had a lot that would work for these folks. It was in Northridge, which is the country club area in North Raleigh, really very popular area. Lots of teardowns happen in that area. But he was just able to secure a home and a lot in Northridge for the low sum of $1,450,000. Now, he didn't say low sum. I'm being facetious to you about that, but I never thought in the 18 years that I've been selling real estate in the Raleigh, North Carolina market that we would ever see dirt go for $1,450,000. We are certainly not a discount market. Definitely going to be a market where you're going to see homes. They're going to easily hit $10 million in the next few years, I predict. So what should sellers know about the possible frenzy that's coming up? Well, obviously, if you have a great teardown opportunity, you need to be letting the builders know about it because there's money to be made. But if you have a regular resale home, chances are good you're going to be able to maximize your value if, number one, your home looks good, smells good, it's priced appropriately, and it's move-in ready where only minor updates or changes need to be made to the home. You've taken the time to maintain the home well, so the buyer knows they're not going to have to replace the heating and air system or the roof anytime soon. Maybe that you've done a nice update to the kitchen or the bathroom such that the buyer's not going to need to come in and gut out your kitchen or gut out your bathrooms. They know they're going to be able to move right into your home. That's going to result in maximum value to you because the buyer is not going to be worrying about lowballing you or maybe passing your home over. They know they're going to be able to get a great home that they can just move right into. And again, a lot of the price reductions we're seeing in our market is simply because the seller either asked too much for the home on the front end, or maybe they asked market value for the home, but the home doesn't show well. It isn't a market value home. And so a lot of buyers are passing those homes over. Most buyers just don't want to do updates to a home. And so that's resulting in homes sitting on the market longer and longer, which is also unfortunately resulting in a lot of sellers having to reduce the price to attract a new set of buyers. Lastly, on this topic, you want to make sure your yard looks really, really good. We're just now coming out of the winter period, so now's the time to get out, make sure your yard is well manicured, lots of plantings are done, and you just generally freshen up the exterior of your home, the mulch beds, etc., to give the buyers a good first impression. If you do all these things and you make the home look as good as you possibly can, it's very likely that you're going to get maximum value and your home is going to be sold very, very quickly. So what areas are hot and what areas are we seeing kind of cooling off a bit? Well, the usual suspects: Cary, Apex, Durham, Raleigh, Pittsboro, Chapel Hill, and Wake Forest are still really warm or hot markets. Wendell, Garner, Fuquay Varina, and Rolesville are coming in pretty much tepid, average price points in those markets, whereas Clayton, Youngsville, Angier, and Knightdale are seeing a bit of a cooling off going on right now. And again, resale homes in new construction areas are tending to stay on the market a little bit longer. Again, we believe that's because of the incentives that the builders are offering, making it much harder for sellers to compete. So what should you do with all of this information we've provided today? Well, arm yourself with knowledge. Find out what neighborhoods are the hot neighborhoods, which price points are most in demand, and which types of homes are most in demand, so you can be armed and ready to go if you particularly want to buy a home in that area in that price range with that type of home. And again, as we always say here on the channel, be crystal clear on what your wants and needs are so that when you find the right home for you, you can jump on it quickly. Know that this market here in Raleigh, North Carolina may or may not be heating up and having a frenzy. We still are a little early in the game to know for this year, but please know that if you aren't experiencing this kind of frenzy in your market, that doesn't mean it's not happening here in Raleigh. It's just a different market. Just be prepared if you find the ideal home that you jump on it quickly. And now we want to tell you our personal story. This literally just happened hours ago. An older home in North Raleigh came on the market needing a lot, and I do mean a lot of renovations. We decided to see it as quickly as we could, which was 3 o'clock. Showing started, I think, at 2 o'clock. Immediately after we made a request to see this home at 3 o'clock, our showing was declined. No calls from the agent, no reason online as to why they declined our showing, just declined. We were in the area and decided to drive by anyway to see what was going on, and there was a showing going on at 3 o'clock while we were there. We don't know exactly what happened, but the whole situation seemed really suspicious, especially because the listing agent had specifically said on the showing service that multiple viewings at the same time were allowed. And then, coincidentally, the home went under contract a little bit before 6 o'clock tonight. Now, the smart thing would have been for that agent to allow all the showings to happen that day to maximize value as best they could for their seller. Maybe these folks got an offer that was too good to be true, and the agent put a deadline out there for anyone who had seen it that the best and final needed to happen, and this offer was amazing and there was absolutely no need for additional showings. Maybe that happened, but we will never know. And incidentally, this scenario happens a lot of the time where people take the first offer that comes along, or maybe the agent suggests they take the first offer that comes along without really fully exploring what could potentially be coming just around the bend. And in fact, we track these numbers closely. We have clients that miss out on homes, and so we go back and we look to see what that home sold for, and a good bit of the time, these homes sell for less money than what our clients were willing to pay for them. And so the seller is unfortunately leaving money on the table by not waiting it out and seeing what else is going to come along, or at least putting the feelers out to everyone that's seen it or wants to see the home as to what kind of offer they would be willing to make. Bottom line, give us a call or text. We're out in the field every day and we have a really good pulse on what's going on in the market. We're happy to fill you in and let you know what we're seeing. And of course, we would love to guide you through the process of buying your next home right here in the Raleigh, North Carolina area. Our contact information is below. Reach out to us. We'll be happy to get things started for you. And check out this video. We think you're really going to like this one as well. And if you haven't already done so, like and subscribe to this channel, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.